Hey, I'll be discussing the entry-level onboarding and training program for Fine Airport Parking that I have created for this course. I'm Robert Wakely. Needs Assessment. This project intends to provide a structured and consistent training and onboarding process for entry-level employees at Fine Airport Parking, Tulsa facility. Although there are a variety of positions open to entry-level employees at Fine, this project will discuss the training needs and structure for valet attendants, which is the most common entry-level position. Every new valet at Fine Airport Parking experiences some form of onboarding and training, but as employees are trained by different managers over different shifts during different times of the year, this process is not always consistent. Key issues addressed. The main issues that this project intends to address are a uniform and consistent expression of the expectations for customer service and interaction with fellow employees and the public for all valet attendants. A uniform and consistent statement of the specific processes that a valet should utilize in the two main tasks of their position, which are intaking a valet vehicle for a departing customer and serving a key call for a returning customer. A uniform and consistent survey of the general customer service duties expected of all valet attendants when interacting with non-valet customers. Audience and learner analysis. Entry-level valet attendants come from all walks of life, but are most commonly middle-class Caucasian males from the greater Tulsa region. New employees generally respond well to the minimal training that has been provided in the past, but feel unprepared when stressful situations arise in the workplace. They are rarely bilingual. A physical examination is given to all potential entry-level employees to ensure that they are physically able to carry up to 40 pounds of weight in a suitcase-like object, climb stairs, run, and see well at a distance. All entry-level employees are also finally given a drug screening. Environmental and context analysis. There is no quote-unquote classroom for this instruction, so the learning environment will be considered everywhere on the Fine Airport Parking campus, as well as the Tulsa International Airport and the surrounding city streets, which is a 10-plus acre campus that straddles both Memorial Drive and North Tulsa, as well as train tracks. Valet attendants will also be expected to operate proficiently with duties that take them to the Tulsa International departures and arrivals concourses. Fine Airport Parking is a facility that can house over 2,100 automobiles, so it's quite large. The tasks and functional analysis. Basically, there are three sections to this, which are taking in valet vehicles from new customers. You must intake customer information, which includes first and last name, phone number, and their expected returning date. Bringing down what we call a returning key call, which is a retrieval process of the valet vehicle. Taking economy customers, which are to the lots across Memorial Drive, which are indoor and economy customers, and then returning those customers to their cars when they get back to town. And then finally, the most common task, which is assisting management, greeter, cashiers, and fellow valet attendants and shuttle drivers with all customer service related needs. This is a broad and ever-changing array of expectations that can include airing up a vehicle, helping a handicapped customer, and general just customer service. Course and unit design. Enabling objective number 1. The learner will be able to intake incoming valet vehicle and customer information. The aligned assessment for this objective is a scenario-based quiz wherein students choose between proper and improper communication interaction with customers. The practice for this will be, after demonstration by the instructor, learners will work in pairs to act out the valet intake procedure in 2 to 4 minute rehearsals, giving each other feedback after each session and alternating each session. As well as, learners will then demonstrate the valet intake procedure 2 to 4 times with the instructor and then other veteran valet attendants receiving feedback after each session. Course and unit design continued, enabling objective number 2. The learner will be able to safely and efficiently retrieve a valet vehicle for a returning customer. The assessment for this aligned objective is after initial real-time instruction, the learner will undergo a series of 2 to 4 ride-along trials with the instructor, retrieving valet vehicles to gauge safety and efficiency. The practice for this assessment will be that the learners will pair up and practice using key fobs to start at least one vehicle made by every major brand in the parking lot. After initial instruction, with the instructor in the vehicle, the learners will also practice starting a variety of valet vehicles and reversing them safely out of their parking spots on the storage ramps and efficiently moving them onto the main floor. Enabling objective number 3 from course and unit design. The learner will be able to courteously predict customer service needs and execute critical judgment in the implementation of day-to-day customer service. The aligned assessment for this objective is a scenario-based quiz wherein students choose between proper and improper communication and interaction with customers and are challenged to predict customer service needs. The practice for this will be that the students will pair up and act out scenarios featuring various service needs situations. Here's the instructional map that I have created. On the top left, you'll see the overarching course objective. In green, you see the enabling objectives. The course objective is also the instructional objective. Below that are the enabling objectives. In light blue are the units for each objective, and in yellow, you see the assessments. Objectives, test items, and developed activities. The objectives are, by the end of this course, students will be able to demonstrate safety, efficiency, and courtesy in the required skill sets of a valet attendant in Fine Airport parking with no customer complaints in the first month after training. The learner will be able to intake an incoming valet vehicle and list customer information. The learner will be able to safely and efficiently retrieve a valet vehicle for a returning customer. And finally, the learner will be able to courteously predict customer service needs and execute critical judgment in the implementation of day-to-day customer service. Here is a rubric that I created on a pass-fail examination process for the assessment of the retrieval process of valet vehicles. The developed activity that I created for this the key major points are the students group together with the instructor and view actual footage of past crashes on the Fine Airport parking campus. It may be funny to think about someone hitting a car or hitting a person, but seeing this in actual footage brings it to real life for sure. Then a safety tour is given in which the instructor gets the learners into a vehicle like a caravan or a large SUV and takes them around the lot, gives them a full tour, makes sure that they know the name of the locations of all the storage areas and everything like that, but then really points out the dangerous intersections because there's a good number of dangerous intersections throughout the course of the lot. And then we do a dual driving course on flatland and on ramps. So we set up cones to simulate making quick turns in confined areas and then parking in a variety of different angles in confined areas. So that might be a little fun, but if they hit cones, they have to start over, and then they have 2 assessments based upon that. And then basically the full process of bringing down valet vehicles with instructor observation, veteran valet instruction and observation, and that's the full process there. The implementation plan. Basically, the instructor is going to be the chief of chief of operations, the head of operations, not the head manager, but the manager right under him. The instruction will be carried out throughout the entire lot, as stated previously. So there's who, where, why, basically to structure and systematize the training process so that all customer interactions are much more uniform from now on, and how has been discussed. And then finally, approaching my recording limit, I'll get that out of the way there. Formative evaluation plan. Perception basically is making sure that the data is collected on how many customer complaints there are per valet. Largely, we will be run out of time here, sorry.